Milan, Italy, a metropolis in Italy's northern Lombardy region, is a global capital of fashion and design. Home to the National Stock Exchange, it's a financial hub also known for its high-end restaurants and shops. Hey everyone, I'm Chloe and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to create a video for you guys to have the perfect itinerary for 48 hours in Milan. From traveling myself all over Italy and Milan, I found the perfect spots for food, activities, and the hole-in-the-wall places that you must go. So hope you enjoy this video and don't forget to subscribe. Before we talk about what to do, eat, and see while you're in Milan for your trip, we need to talk about how to get into Milano. And you can do that either by train or by airport. Okay, the first airport we'll be talking about is MXP, which is the largest airport and handles most long-haul international flights in Milan. And it's about an hour to get to the city center of Milan via car. And there's also other options like trains where that can take about an hour and a half. The next airport is LIN in Milan, and this is the closest airport to the city center, so it's perfect if you want to just get right into the center of Milan and start exploring. This airport serves mostly flights that are within Italy, so it's a great option if you're traveling already in Italy and want a short flight and be really close to the city center. Bergamo BGY is located well outside Milan, but is a busy hub for flights going to and from Europe and the UK. It's about an hour drive and an hour and a half train ride, so it really just depends what's the best option for you. So if you're already in Italy or Europe, I recommend taking the train into Milan. You can take the train into the Milan Central train station, and it's one of the biggest in Milan, so you won't have a problem finding a ticket there. When booking your train ticket, I suggest using a website like Italia Rail. We used this and it was super easy to find a good ticket, and it was a straightforward process. The train station is located in a great part of the city where it's about a 15-minute drive to the city center and about a 40-minute walk. So it's super easy to get in there and head over to the city center. Next up is where to stay while you're in Milan. This is super important because it really dictates a lot of what you do, and it's important where you stay because of what activities you want to do, what areas you want to explore and be close to, especially if you only have 48 hours in Milan. So I highly recommend looking at a site like Booking.com or Expedia and really digging deep into the neighborhoods and looking at all of the hotels nearby. When I went with my husband Mark, we stayed at the Street Duomo Milan Hotel. And we loved it because it was just steps away from the Galleria and the Duomo, so it was very convenient for us. Okay, now to get into your day one itinerary in Milan. The first destination for your Milan itinerary day one is to go to the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II. This galleria is Italy's oldest active shopping gallery and a major landmark in Milan. It's named after Victor Emanuel II, who is the first king of the Kingdom of Italy. The Galleria is truly breathtaking, from the frescoes above and the ornate detailing to the beautiful design on the floor below, and all of the luxury boutiques in between. A fun fact is the very first Prada store and flagship store is located in the Galleria. So make sure you check it out, because when you go in, it will look like any other Prada store, kind of small at the top, but make sure you go down to the basement because it's amazing. It's the biggest basement underneath the Galleria, and it has pretty much every single product collection that's available right now and all these exclusive different limited edition pieces. It's honestly just so cool to see. Okay, next up on our tour is the Milano Duomo. As you walk out of the Galleria, you'll come into this big beautiful square and see the Milano Duomo right there in the middle of it all. The cathedral took nearly 6 centuries to complete, which is crazy. The construction began in 1386 and the final details were completed in 1965. It is the largest church in the Italian Republic. On May 20th, 1805, Napoleon, about to be crowned King of Italy, ordered the facade of the Milan Duomo to be finished. In his enthusiasm, he assured that all expenses would fall to the French treasurer and be paid. But even though the reimbursement was never paid, it still meant that finally, within only 7 years, the cathedral's facade was completed. So it was very beautiful to look at on the outside, and that's definitely what Napoleon cared about when he made this ruling. A big tip is to make sure you book your tour ahead of time for the Duomo. You can go onto their official website and book whichever type of tour you want. What we did was we did the inside of the Duomo and also the rooftop as well, which was amazing to see those views. So highly recommend booking that ahead of time. Next up on our tour, walk about 25 minutes from the Duomo to see the Last Supper. This is located in the Santa Maria delle Grazie church. Perhaps one of the most famous paintings in the world, Da Vinci's The Last Supper has been reproduced to death. But no tote bag or mouse pad or even large-scale reproduction can adequately capture the artist's emotionally charged mural. Visit this incredible piece of history, even though Jesus' feet were lost in 1652 given some ill-thought-out renovations. And make sure you visit the official website and book your tickets ahead of time because unfortunately when we went, we were not able to see it in person, which I was super bummed about because we didn't get our tickets ahead of time. The tickets become available about a month in advance, so you have to keep on checking back in. So it's really worth it. Set a reminder in your phone, and hopefully we'll see it next time. Now, after all that sightseeing, you're probably super hungry. So walk 10 minutes from the Last Supper to Di Santi's Paninis. We loved these paninis because they were super delicious and the ingredients was so fresh. There were so many options to choose from, it was honestly hard to decide. I got one with mozzarella and prosciutto and it was delicious. The Panini Shop is a little hole-in-the-wall place on the side of the street and it's pretty quaint and cute and there's limited seating, so it's great if you want to get a seat or you can just take it and go as you walk and explore the city, and that's what we did. Next up, walk about 20 minutes from the Panini Shop back to the Quadrilateral della Moda district. This is an upscale shopping area lined with designer fashion boutiques and antique shops, along with posh cafes. It's a fun little area to see and to walk around. You'll see fancy sports cars, people wearing the it fashion items, and it's just a really nice area to walk around and window shop, or you can real shop as well. After getting your shopping fix in, walk about 6 minutes back over towards the Duomo and go to the Aperol Terrace. The drinks are a bit spendy, but honestly you're just paying for the view because you're up there looking at the beautiful Duomo and it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So we did it. It was expensive, but you know, when's the next time you're going to be up there having an Aperol Spritz looking at the Duomo like that? After aperitivo, go back to your hotel and freshen up a bit and get ready for dinner. I suggest going to Gino Sorbillo. It's an amazing pizzeria, super cheap too, great prices for what you get. Honestly, best meal in Milan. So check it out. It was really close to our hotel, so it's close to the city center and the Duomo. After dinner, walk about 4 minutes over to Teatro La Scala. Since its founding in the 18th century, the Teatro La Scala has remained one of the finest opera theaters in Europe. We highly recommend a night out at this grand auditorium. It's truly an experience like no other. I mean, just look at these pictures. It's amazing. We unfortunately did not get to go, but it's on our list for next time because we didn't get tickets ahead of time. So make sure you look on their website. Okay, time to rise and shine early on day 2, your last day in Milan. So what we did was we woke up at 6:30 a.m., partly because jet lag, partly because we wanted to go out and get some great pictures. So I suggest waking up early and going over to the Galleria to see it basically empty. It's honestly just amazing. You in this amazing giant Galleria, just you and a couple people. It's a totally different experience. You can get some amazing pictures and it's really just peaceful and beautiful. So highly recommend you get there early, especially on a Sunday. There was nobody there at 6:30 in the morning. Next up, walk about 13 minutes over to the castle and grab some coffee and pastries on the way. Dating back to the 15th century, Milan's castle was once one of the largest citadels in Europe. Today it houses various museums and numerous important artworks and relics, but it also is pleasant to just wander around through its courtyard, drink in the sense of history, and just explore. After you're done enjoying the castle, walk over to Sempione Park. It's right after the castle and so green and lush. There's a pond and a lot of different walkways. It reminded me of New York Central Park, and we just loved strolling in there in the morning and seeing some dogs play, and it was just great. If you keep on walking straight through the park, you'll end up at Arco della Pace. This is a monument located right after the park, and it was inaugurated on September 10th, 1838 during a ceremony attended by the newly crowned Emperor of Austria. It's dedicated to the peace established between the European nations at the Vienna Congress in 1815. Next up, stroll over to the Brera neighborhood, which is about a 20-minute walk. The Brera neighborhood is known as a design district and has long attracted fashion and design lovers from around the globe looking for bohemian boutiques and indie concept stores. The neighborhood was very charming with its colored buildings and cobblestone streets, and was honestly one of my favorite areas in Milan. I would 100% go back and probably stay in this area next time. There are a bunch of great restaurants and bars in the neighborhood, so I highly recommend stopping here for lunch. This is the restaurant we stopped at for lunch, and the food was amazing and the aesthetic was just so cute. Next, head over to the Navoli district. If you want to walk, which we did, it's a long walk, it was 45 minutes, but you can just stroll and really be able to see the city, so I recommend that. But you can also take transportation, like a bus or train, and that's about 30 minutes, and then you can also get a cab, which is about 15 minutes. This area was constructed over 100 years ago with input from Da Vinci himself. Milan's system of navigable and interconnected canals granted the landlocked city more access to the outside world. Today this area is very lively and has a bunch of bars and restaurants along the canals, and it's a great area to go walk around and find somewhere to drink or people watch. I highly recommend grabbing an aperitivo or gelato around this area and just hang out and enjoy what it has to offer. Okay, and then for your last dinner in Milan, I highly recommend going to this restaurant. They're known for the cacio e pepe, which is basically a cheese and pepper pasta, and it's so delicious. I got the carbonara though, and it was very good as well. So highly recommend this place. It was delicious. So that wraps up our 2-day itinerary in Milan. I hope you guys enjoyed this little itinerary and it was helpful. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and watch out for the next video.